Here are, no, let's do that again. Here are my three non negotiables as a mindset coach and just an individual who loves personal development, loves spirituality, loves understanding the mind, and just in general, so passionate about becoming the best version of myself to self realize and actualize who I came here to be, to truly embody the highest destiny for myself. So I love doing the inner work. And this past year, I have found that I have three non negotiables that taps into my spiritual, my mental, emotional, and my physical well being. And this is it. So let's go through them. My non negotiable number one, this is all to do with our spiritual well being. I believe that self care is like hygiene. It is something that we have to maintain, it's something we have to show up for. It's not something we just do every now and then, it's something we have to upkeep. Like when you're cleaning the house, your body is a temple and it needs maintenance and it needs upkeep. So, my number one is spiritual well being. For me, that is living a devoted life that is centered around God. And this has truly transformed my life. Having that inner, intimate relationship with God has completely shifted everything. Now, what you call God, spirit, source, the creator, higher self, soul, it doesn't really matter to me. What's important to me is that you understand that we are spiritual being. I think a lot of the times when we suffer, we're just disconnected to source. We're disconnected to this essence within ourselves. So I was struggling a lot. I was really struggling for a while, and I literally had come to a point where I was just screaming out to God, please show me. There gotta be a different way. And that was the most powerful prayer I have ever done, because I was in complete surrendering to that something in me has to die. I can't keep going on like this. So I cried out, please show me there is another way. Please show me that I matter. And what happened was, it didn't come immediately, but what happened was that after a while, I noticed that my mind was working completely different. There was this area in the front of my mind that I know today is the frontal lobe, which is the CEO of the brain. It was like it came online. This was activated and started to speak and communicate to what felt like the back of my head, which I know today is the amygdala. So this is where the center for regulating our emotions is, and I was struggling mentally and emotionally. So there was a communication that I was observing that was happening between the front of my mind and the back of my mind. And this started to shift everything I could get out of bed, because it was giving instructions and commands like, Hannah, get up, get to the gym, you're going to do these somatic exercises. And it was like my body was just following what the mind kept communicating within itself. And I was observing this and felt like a parent telling a 2-year old what to do. And it was incredible because I had been in bed, I couldn't get out. So this is my process. As soon as I become conscious in the morning, I activate my frontal lobe. I start speaking consciously in commands and prayer to my inner self. And I do that in thanksgiving and communion with what I believe is God. So I feel this presence. I feel like I'm not alone. And I speak to this essence and this energy with commands and conviction. And I make that my number one priority, because I've realized living in that has that inner dialogue has completely transformed my life. It is an intimate relationship that is ongoing throughout the day, but I make sure that I do it the first thing when I wake up. So that's number one. And then obviously I'm in communion with God throughout the day. If there's anything that's triggering or I'm struggling or if I'm worried, I realize, no, don't worry about anything, pray about everything. So I'm always in that communion and conversation, but I make it my priority to be devoted to that the first thing I do in the morning. So, number one is nurturing and fostering an intimate relationship with God and being in conscious prayer all the time. Number one. Number two is mental emotional. And I think the most important thing for me here is meditation. And when I say meditation, I mean to become aware. I mean that in order for us to be more conscious throughout life, to be more awakened throughout the day, because we are conditioned, we are programmed, and if we want to interrupt a program, we have to become aware of it. So self awareness is so important. And for me, it's about meditation. It's about spending time to get relaxed, to connect to my breath, to deeply breathe consciously and meditate. And that doesn't have to be a guided meditation or sit for hours. It's just being more observant of the inner dialogues and the patterns and our emotional reactions to just getting a text or an email or someone saying something or even just seeing something on social media. What is it? What's happening? What is rising within oneself? And this has truly helped me transform as well, because a lot of the times we'll have this emotion and it's linked to this thought. So I've made it such an important thing for me to constantly be in this self inquiry. And it's not from like, oh, I'm so something's so wrong with me. It's just being curious about becoming more aware about who you are and what's going on within you and why sometimes things in life manifest the way it does. So this is self-regulation for me. It's about meditating, becoming more observant, asking yourself question, maybe what is the drama and the trauma that I'm addicted to here? What is it in my body that is so familiar but it doesn't feel good, it doesn't serve me? So meditation, and you got to find the way that works for you. If you're struggling a lot emotionally, you know there's a lot of stored trauma, somatic movement might be the thing that you need to be really leaning into. If it's more just connecting to your breath, doing breath work, that's an amazing way to self-regulate as well. Or just question, do the self inquiry when you are about to react. How can you respond from a higher version of yourself, something that is aligned more with who you want to be and who you want to become? So, my number two is meditation. Please let me know if you have questions about this, because there's so much I can say, but I want to try and keep it quite brief just for these three non negotiables. So, that is meditation and just becoming more self aware and being in that inner reflective state a lot more has truly helped me become more aware and actually be able to change and transform things in my life. Because the way to transform and change and to alchemize all of this is becoming more aware of it. Because when it's in the dark, we don't see it. So we don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. And the more that we start to expand our consciousness and allow ourselves to ask with curiosity, we can find different perspectives, and that will expand our awareness and also give us the position of power to change and to choose differently. Number three is caring for your physical well being. What we need in different stages of life is going to be so individual. Movement has always been super important to me. I always try to move every day, whether that is a long walk or doing Pilates or running or strength training. As a woman, I try to cycle sync, being more aware of the different stages of my cycle. So I'm always more in tune with my body and listening and honoring my body. Nourishing foods, but I would say if I can only pick one, moving my body, whether that's somatic exercises, becoming more aware of stored trauma and tensions in my body that is hindering me from manifesting and bringing in the abundance that God wants for me, or moving my body because it makes me feel good, it helps me. But also for me, I've been an emotional eater for a very long time, and I've healed that through having different strategies and just honoring that, to have this mental clarity, to be more emotionally regulated and have this divine connection to source and God. I cannot be over consuming food from stress and trauma and just keep looping this coping mechanism. I have to become more aware and find strategies where I'm not overeating because I'm stressed and just unaware, unconsciously not processing and taking care of my body that needs to release these traumas. So movement, physical well-being is going to be my number one, because we're designed to move and it just helps us, whether that is just stretching or doing little movements. It's so important. So get moving. That is truly so important. I hope you liked these 3 non-negotiables. So let's go through them again. Number one, fostering and nurturing a relationship with the universe, God, source, the creator, the essence of who you are. You're so much more than this physical body, and having that presence of God, knowing that there's something bigger than this, there's something bigger than you that is supporting you and wants abundance for you. Amazing. And knowing how to switch that on by using your mind to tap into that has changed and transformed my life. Number two, meditation, becoming more self-aware, becoming more awakened throughout the days so that we can respond versus react to situation and truly step into a higher version of ourselves that is not just in survival, but that is tapping into the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digestion. That is a moment for us to start creating life and not just surviving life. Number three, movement. Get moving. There is just non-negotiables. We need to move our bodies. There's so many benefits mentally, emotionally, and physically by moving our bodies. So whatever it is, show up, keep showing up for yourself, be consistent. It's okay to fall off, to take breaks, to rest. We don't need to earn rest. We need rest, but we also need movement. So keep showing up for yourself. I hope this helped. Let me know if you like it, or if you want me to expand on any of the 3 negotiables. Now, of course, I do a lot of things for my self-care, but these are things that I do on a daily that has been so important in my journey to just feel good. Okay, sending you much love. Bye. Thank you for watching.